How's it going, everyone? It's me, Vivi, and welcome back to some more Ratchet and Clank. So, this time I decided to talk about Big Al. Who is he and where is he now? But first thing I want to say is Big Al considered a minor character? I would say no, because he did have a pretty decent amount of involvement in the series, especially the PS2 saga. I would say the third game and the fourth game. Yes, he was present in the first game. That was actually his first appearance. But anyways, with that being said, what I want to do now is, let's compare Big Al from the reimagining to the classic one, alright? So let's go. So for those of you who played the reimagining, you only know him as the engineer who worked for the Galactic Rangers. Since Ratchet is part of them, the Helipack upgrade is free. That is not the case in the original. In the original, you had to pay 1,000 bolts. And some of you might say, well, it makes sense, pretty much Ratchet is a stranger to Big Al in the classic one, right? He wasn't part of the Galactic Rangers. Now, we meet him again on Pokitaru. That is not the case in the original. And maybe, I guess you could argue, he had a thing for Korra, one of the Galactic Rangers, by the way he was speaking sometimes. Anyhow, on Pokitaru, he gives Ratchet a ship upgrade, you know, to take down the Hydro Harvesters. Then, as a reward, he gives Clank another upgrade, the Thruster Pack. In the original, we meet Big Al only one time, and that's in Metropolis, aka Olero City. That's what they called it in the reimagining because of legal reasons. If you guys had no idea, I don't know if you've been watching the live streams, but yes, that is the reason, pretty much. Now, before meeting Al in the classic one, we get an infobot, and in that infobot, we see Quark's commercial of Al's Shack at Metropolis. Fun fact, that is the favorite scene of Ted Price when it comes to Quark. Just wanted to point this out. Now in the first game there wasn't a ship upgrade, nor was Big Al involved in it. In the first game we got different ships, not upgrades, but switching ships it didn't really add anything special really. As for the Thruster Pack, no, we did not meet Al on Pokitaru, we only met him once, remember? So who gave us the Thruster Pack in the original game? Bob's Shack for 2,000 bolts. So with these differences being mentioned, what happened to Big Al in the original timeline? I'm talking about, well, starting from the PS2 games all the way up to the Future Saga. After acquiring the Helipack in the original, we don't see him again. In the first game, he's no longer mentioned whatsoever. Now in Going Commando in the introduction, behind the hero of the series, after Drek's defeat, they were at a wiener roast at Al's. And that's pretty much it for Going Commando. The third game, Sasha's father Pharonix, president of Solana, sent Al to Marcadia to fix the laser defense system. Our duo, they find him trying to play a Quark vid comic. Afterwards, he joins Q-Force due to his technical skills. He's pretty good at decoding data and he did discover plans of the Biobliterator. Deadlocked, the fourth game. Call it Gladiator for other regions. Al gets abducted by Dreadzone along with Ratchet and Clank. They were on board the Starship Phoenix. He becomes, well, you know, the usual, the tech guy for the team Darkstar, Ratchet's team pretty much, which featured Clank. So what did he do in Deadlocked? Well, he made adjustments to Ratchet's armor. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is one of my favorite scenes of all time. I don't know about you. Also, he gave Ratchet combat bots. They were called Merc and Green. Oh, actually they were salvaged. Their old owner, according to Merc, had a tragic death. Now Dreadzone isn't Dreadzone without the Deadlock, which Big Al found a way to disconnect. It worked on Clank. Ace Hardlight discovered what he was up to. He shot him and, you know, he went to the hospital. Clank was obliged to put it back on, because over there they're pretty much forced against their own will. If ever they were to enter a restricted area, or if they were too boring according to Vox, then boom, off with their heads. Afterwards, he came back with cybernetic parts. What he did afterwards is he modified the craft with Clank so that it take Ratchet to the control area as a way of rescuing all the heroes trapped in that containment field. A bunch of stuff happens. Ratchet faces Vox, Al escapes Dreadzone, of course, along with everyone else. Later on in the series, he doesn't make a presence, he's simply mentioned quite a few times. After Deadlocked, he forms a Ratchet fan club with 3 kids kids that got rescued. Vernon, Lucy, and Eugene. For some reason, one of them I find so annoying, but that's not the point. Oh, and guess what? Big Al had a nickname in that fan club. Big Tool. Pretty epic name you got there. He fought a malfunctioning vending machine. Pretty epic stuff. There was a rival group called Quark Corps Cadets. He fended them off. And a time came where he was forced to step down because he had feud over Exterminator trading cards. Out of all characters in the Ratchet and Clank series, I think Big Al is one of the ones who got mentioned the most, who got referenced a lot, which was pretty cool. Going mobile. You know what? Let's skip that one. We're not too sure if this one is even canon. If anything, if it is canon, this mobile game, it looks like it takes place slightly after Up Your Arsenal, but that's it. Tools of Destruction. Al apparently had started a Holovision series which citizens of Kirwan were forced to watch reruns after Tachyon's attack. Now what was this show called? Big Al's Bot Wars. You could find this info at Iris the supercomputer. Next, in A Crack in Time, it is mentioned that Al reopened his RoboShack and expanded his shop by selling video games.
Does your VG9000 Omega Watt game station require modification? Are your cleaner bots still running an obsolete processing software? Then come on down for the grand reopening of Big Al's RoboShack and Gaming Superstore, where the only limits are in your imagination! We've got the latest in sisterboard mods, gamma ports, bot tune-ups, plus the widest selection of holo games in the entire quadrant. Trouble with your Mr. Thurcon? Bring him in for a free consult with one of our experienced techs. Big Al's RoboShack and Gaming Superstore. We won't be beat!
Offer not valid outside the Solana Galaxy. Other restrictions may apply. See authorized dealer for details.
Now his shop has been active at least until All for One, since in that game, his RoboShack is mentioned. Now these comics I'm talking about, which I will dive deeper into by the way, this is something I've wanted to do for a long time, the events in those books, they take place after A Crack in Time, and between All for One. And issue number 5, Al was helping Quark assemble a second Helios, a project which would save planets, move one from one place to the other in case of catastrophic events. Now the weird thing is, he no longer had his cybernetics. I'm not sure if it was some sort of inconsistency or he magically was able to remove it and use his regular arms. But anyways, like I said, I'm gonna dive deeper into the comics very soon. As for issue number 6, he's mentioned, he's not shown. As for Into the Nexus, he invented Clank's Spotlight move, well, ability. And this was prior to Into the Nexus. And guys, when it comes to Big Al, this is pretty much it. This is all we've learned from this character. Now guys, in the comment section below, which character would you like me to go over? You know, what happened to them. What are they up to? I'm thinking I should make one for Sasha. That'd be cool. But anyways, as always, leave all of your thoughts in the comment section below, and I've been Vivi, and thank you so much for watching.